Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Winter and welcome to a guide to get the What the City Needs trophy for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas HD. Again, this is the PlayStation 4 version we're looking at here. Kind of the whole point of this guide is there are multiple ways to get this trophy. And ordinarily, I would go for the motorbike approach, stealing a police motorbike and chasing after criminals that way, but I found that to be quite problematic on my particular playthrough of this game. So the way that I've decided to go after it is the helicopter approach, which is what we're going to be attempting today. This is either going to go really good or really bad. Now, full disclosure, my trophy has already popped for this. I have previously attempted to record this little guide, and somehow or another I ended up not recording when I thought I was recording. I'd already gotten the trophy and I was like, well, son of a bitch. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and go through 12 levels of the Vigilante mode in the helicopter, and then I'll transition over to a screenshot of when the trophy actually popped, because why the fuck not? I mean, it's nice to know that I can actually get some use out of those screenshots that the PlayStation 4 takes whenever you get a trophy. But yeah, so that was fairly disheartening. But I still wanted to kind of show this off because it seems like not a lot of people know about this. I've since looked into this, and a lot of people seem to have problems going after this one. And a lot of people resort to the tank for some reason, which is, it's okay. I've never actually used the tank for Vigilante mode, but I know it's a motherfucker stealing the tank from Area 69, or even just getting a 6-star wanted level so you actually have them coming after you and surviving to get into the tank. So where we're at right now is we are in Las Venturas at the airport. We're going to go into the race section here. And this is the only way to get this particular helicopter. I forget what it's called. But you want to go to the races here and select Heli Hell. And essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to skip over the little obstacle course / race, whatever it is. And we are going to go straight to our airport hangar up here, way up here on the other side of Las Venturas, right there. So there's our final destination. Now the big thing to look out for when you're going this route is to avoid flying over Area 69 right here. So I always put a waypoint right about there, that way I know where to turn. And that way I'm not getting a 5-star wanted level before I actually try to land the helicopter, because it's a little bit tricky, I would think, to actually try to get this fucking thing into your hangar when you've got, tanks and other helicopters and, God forbid, fighter jets chasing after you. I think that could be pretty problematic. So I always just put my waypoint there and try to avoid that area as best I can. Now, I'm going to cut off commentary when I actually go for this trophy. So as soon as this helicopter gets put in the hangar, I'm going to shut the fuck up, because there's really not a whole lot to say about it. The only thing I really have to say is when you're going about this trophy with this particular method, you don't really get a whole lot of time to track down the criminals. You only get like a minute. So you've got to be pretty quick about the turnarounds and getting lined up for shots and shit like that. And you're going to be using your rocket launchers, which fire with the circle button, just like that. And you don't get a whole lot of bonus time whenever you actually take the criminals out. And we're going to be starting this as soon as we get the helicopter out of the hangar. That way we can avoid urban environments, because once they get into the city, which you'll see in my screenshot, they actually manage to get into San Fierro. If you're trying to pilot this thing around some buildings, that can be pretty problematic. So we're going to just try and avoid going into cities as much as possible. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. You can't control where they spawn, so it's a little bit tricky, though, when that does happen. It's actually not very fun at all. And, honestly, I don't really prefer this approach. I would much rather be on the motorbike, because I'm not the greatest pilot, as you can see. And one thing that you do have to look out for with this particular method is it is a motherfucker getting the camera to work in your favor, and sometimes swinging the helicopter around in the direction that you want it and getting it pointed at the enemies and shit like that. It can be a real pain in the ass sometimes. Oh my goodness. See what I mean? I'm not the world's best pilot. But this is still fun, and it's a good way to get your pilot skill upgraded if you've not done that yet. Which, as of this recording, this is a finished game file. I've actually completed the main campaign and all that shit. I'm just kind of, you know, tinkering around at this point. But in order to unlock the race area for the helicopter, I think, and I could be wrong on this, I think you actually have to complete the flying school here at the airport, which I've already done. I didn't get to Las Venturas before the flight school was actually finished, so I don't know if that's fact or not. Typically, whenever I do the schools in San Andreas, if I go there once, I finish everything 100%. I do all the courses, all the tracks and all that shit for like the cars and the motorbike, and including the flying, because I don't really fly very much when I play San Andreas. I just kind of, you know, I like to stick to cars. Alright, so you want to get away from the hangar, let the doors close all the way, grab you some money while you're here. You should have all the missions for this area complete. And as you can see, the doors are going to close like just a few seconds before the time runs out. Now when this ends, we're going to start back up at the airport. So we're going to have to get into a car and drive back to the airport, which is what I'm going to do right now. So we'll just quit the race here. There we go. Oh, god damn it, I lost my car. Alright, let's grab a vehicle. Well, actually, you know what? I think I've said all I need to say about this. Let's go ahead and transition over to me actually starting the Vigilante mode. Starting now.
Helicopter.